Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Armando. I'll be talking about a series of events that happened in mid 1980s on Oahu. And the thing about it is I remember these events very clearly because the murders, I should say where they found the bodies, was very close to where I worked. I worked across the street on Dillingham, across the street from First Hawaiian Bank, next to not far from Maui, and that was where, well, not far from bodies. A lot of them were found by Ke'e Lagoon, which wasn't far away from where I worked. Anyway, the title of this video is called Honolulu, the Honolulu Strangler. The, the thing about it is, um, why the police felt that it was a serial killer is because the victims all had the same things done to them. Like their hands were bound behind their back, they were strangled and sexually assaulted. And another similarity is they're all young, beautiful women. So let's get started with the video. You can see it's entitled Honolulu Strangler. Now, these are pictures of the 5 women that were killed at that time. Like I said, they're all beautiful young women. So sad. And all happened in the mid 80s, as I mentioned before. So they were all strangled, hands bound behind their back, and sexually assaulted. The span of the crimes from May 1985 to April of 1986. So again, more pictures, another picture of 5 women. So now this is a picture of the suspected serial killer. His name is Howard Gay. Howard Gay. So he is the one. He was never convicted. Okay, he got away with murder, but he passed away, I think, in 2003. This is now you see a map of where all the bodies were found by victims. Like I said, it's close to not very far. And so sad. Anyway, let's talk more about it. As I mentioned before, all the victims were strangled with their hands bound behind their backs and sexually assaulted. Okay, so that was a similarity in every case. There's another picture of 3 of the 5 murder victims. Now the first victim her name was Vicky Purdy. Vicky Purdy. Now she was young, age 25, described as a feisty woman who hold her own. And her husband said that she always dreamed of living in Hawaii. She struggled to adjust to the laid-back lifestyle on Oahu. And now she became more settled when she started working at a video store. So now on May 29th, 1984, after a night out with some friends, Purdy was reported missing. She was last seen at midnight by a taxi driver who dropped her off at her car and asked her husband about her, and her husband said that she planned to be home around 9 p.m. When he went looking for her, he found her car parked at the same place where she left it. No dent and no sign of Purdy. They found on the car, but not her. Now, the Honolulu police later received a phone call reporting a body in the Ke'e Lagoon. was Poli. She was found in the same clothes she was wearing the night she disappeared and had injuries consistent with homicide. Okay? Now, her hands bound behind her back, she sexually assaulted and strangled. So she was age 25, murdered, um, murdered on May 29, 1984. Young woman. And now the second victim, her name was Regina Sakamoto. And she got the name Sakamoto because I think her father married her real mother and she took the name Sakamoto. Now she was 17 years old. And she went missing after calling her boyfriend to let him know that she would be late to school. So, according to serialdispatches.com, she took a local transit bus because she missed the school bus and was last seen waiting at the bus stop. Okay, that's another thing. Is a lot of these victims were found in similarity was a bus stop. Now, no alarm was raised until later that night when she didn't return home from school. Okay, so her family called the police and reported her missing. Now, Regina Sakamoto, Regina Sakamoto's body was found in Kei Lagoon, less than 1 mile from the location where the body was found, very close to each other. Her hands are bound behind her back. He said that's a similarity in this crime and sexually assaulted. Due to the similarities of the two murders, the police began to believe they were facing a serial killer. That's when they felt that, oh, we got a serial killer on our hands. So that's the first time. Now, there's a picture of her, Regina Sakamoto, a young girl, murdered, beautiful girl, in January of 1986. Pictures of her, very, very beautiful girl. Now, let's move on to the third victim. Now, the third victim was Denise Hughes. According to the True Crime Database, 2 weeks after they found Sakamoto, they found the body of 21-year-old Denise Hughes. She lived in Pearl City with her husband and took the bus every day to work. One day, she was believed to be at the bus stop earlier than usual and was later reported missing. I mentioned before, another similarity was the fact that they were trying to catch a bus. She was found by 3 teenagers in a drainage canal around the same area where Poli and Sakamoto were found, same area. And she had similar injuries to the 2 previous victims, like I mentioned earlier. Now, Denise Hughes was 21 years old. Young woman, they're all young. Okay, beautiful lady. And let's see. Once it was confirmed that these cases were related, the police created a task force to solve the murders with help from the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. The True Crime Database shared the FBI's profile of the killer, saying the person was opportunist but an organized killer because he left very little evidence to go on. He most likely works or resides in the area. Okay? So that's what they believe there. Now, let's move on to the fourth victim. And her name was Misa Andrades. Okay. Luis Medeiros. Now, 7 weeks after Hughes' body was found, 24-year-old Luis Medeiros' body was found. She was 3 months old. That was really, really sad. This guy had no mercy. And then Medeiros had returned home, visiting family on Hawaii, planned on catching a bus from the airport. Again, it's another similarity as far as a bus, catching a bus, to her boyfriend's apartment. And she was last seen at the Honolulu airport bus stop, was reported missing on March 26, 1986. So again, another young girl, young lady, and then catching a bus. So what happened to her? Road workers found Medeiros' body under a freeway overpass near Waikele Stream. So this is a little bit different now. It's on Waikele now on finding the body. Her body had the same injuries as the other woman's. Major Luis Sousa, the head of the task force, said the department didn't have any leads. But women were warned to be on high alert and avoid public transportation. So that's kind of like putting two and two together and figure out, hey, this guy's killing people trying to catch the bus. Okay. Now Luis Medeiros is 24 years old. She was murdered. Young girl. Beautiful girl. Oh, they were all young, by the way. Now the fifth, thank God, the last victim was Linda Pesci. Okay. Now Linda Pesci was aged 36. She was a bit older, but they said she was streetwise, she was tough woman. And they said when she moved to Hawaii, she married and had a daughter. However, she later separated from her husband and moved in with one of her friends. She was reported missing by her roommate on 29, 1986. Okay? So, now, the police found Pesci's car on the side of Nimitz Highway, and they theorized that she had car trouble and left on foot from the bus stop. Now, this one, the fifth one, is the one I remember most because I remember going home from work near that area where a car was found. Police set up roadblocks to monitor the cars that were going onto the freeway, the on-ramp. That was close to the middle street, going onto the H1 freeway. I think her car, if I remember correctly, left as I was going on the on-ramp to the freeway. The left-hand side, you could see the police there, and her car was a blue-colored car. It was parked there, and I was wondering what the heck are the police looking for? But apparently, that's what they assumed, that she had car trouble and went to the bus stop. So they were kind of like stopping or looking at people as they were driving by. Okay. I don't know exactly what they were looking for, but I really remember this one. Really, the 5 victims. This is the one I remember. Now, Penn State University website reported that the witnesses reported seeing a light-colored van nearby and possibly a Caucasian man near her car. Okay. Now, 4 days after Pesci's disappearance, a man matching the witness's description walked into the Honolulu Police Department, claiming a psychic told him where to find Pesci's body. Okay. Now, that was 4 days later. Now, Howard Gay, 43 years old, and then he took the police to Sand Island. He was avoiding one certain area Noticeably, he was avoiding one area, so the police moved to the spot and found Pesci's body with injuries similar to the victim. So this is Linda Pesci's body picture. He was murdered on April 29, 1986. Now, Gay was arrested for Pesci's murder on May 9, 1986, and he was questioned for several hours. And when he confronted him about the crime, Gay put his head down and said he didn't do it. According to the Penn State University website, Gay's girlfriend told investigators that some nights when they fought, he would leave the house. These nights were the same nights murders occurred. Now, what a coincidence, yeah? So, one woman claimed that she saw a man with Pesci on the night she was killed and picked Gay out of a lineup. However, the woman, she didn't consent to be a witness in court out of worry for her safety. So she was afraid. She didn't want to be a witness in court. So they were having a tough time trying to get evidence against this guy. But the police were convinced that they found a, deemed Honolulu Strangler. However, there was not sufficient evidence to convict him. Gay died in 2003. He was never charged for the murders of Vicky Purdy, Regina Saka, Denise Hughes, Louise Medeiros, or Linda Pesci. There have been no other murders linked to this case. So, he got away with murder, basically. That's what happened. It's so sad that these, no closure in these cases, but that was really, really sad. Anyway, that's the story of the Honolulu Strangler, and hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, leave them in the section below, or if you remember this series of events that happened in the mid-80s. I clearly remember them because a lot of women were very, very afraid, even at our workplace, which is very close by. I remember the women were very, very afraid. They wanted, we escorted them to their cars and wherever they had to go to. Honolulu, people in Honolulu were really, really afraid during this period of time. Okay, so anyway, mahalo for watching and ahui ho.